Power to the truth. This is Margo. This is Tuesday, June 4th, 2019, 6:44 p.m. Pacific Time, United States of America. So we're going to look a little bit at the Canadian wildfires that are still burning in Canada. I have an article to share, and then we're going to look at NASA Worldview with these wildfires, and I'm going to show you carbon monoxide on cams, and then we're going to do earthquakes. But this has been going on. The first I saw it was May 19th, and it's bad. Okay, so here's our article from CNN. It was updated yesterday, the 4th. Oh, today the 4th, sorry. 11,000 people have been forced to evacuate as firefighters battle wildfires in Canada. Now these fires are so bad because they're not normal wildfires, because this area of Canada, there are oil sands there, and they're viscous, and they're tarry, and once it starts burning, it's really hard to put out. Very toxic too. This is the Chuck Egg Creek wildfire burning in Mackenzie County in northern Alberta still. So the wildfires in Alberta have burned more than 700,000 acres of land and have forced 11,000 people to evacuate. The government of Alberta said that at least two out-of-control wildfires are burning in the area: the Chuck Egg Creek wildfire and the Jackpot Creek wildfire. The Chuck Egg Creek wildfire, burning in Mackenzie County, just 2 miles south of the town of High Level, has burned nearly 692,000 acres, while the Jackpot Creek wildfire near Steen River has burned more than 61,000 acres. They're expecting rain Thursday and Friday and cooler temperatures, but no meaningful rainfall expected the rest of the week. Some of the areas in the fire zone may see rain. Here's another picture. Said the fires started in late May and have continued to grow because of dry conditions in the area. Schools are closed. Evacuation orders have been put out. The schools closed for the rest of the year, the school year. 21 wildfires burning in Alberta as of Tuesday morning, as of today. 8 of them are burning out of control. Mandatory evacuations remained in place for at least 7 communities, including Paddle Prairie, Meadows Settlement, Keg River, Steen River, Trout Lake, area of Peerless, Trout First Nation, Hamlet of Martin Beach, MD of Lesser Slave Lake, and other areas of Mackenzie County. And the smoke has gone all over the place, and it's the jet stream has carried the smoke down into the United States as far south as North Carolina. So here's NASA Worldview from the 19th. This is when I first saw it, and there was a huge sulfur dioxide release from this day as well. And this is one of the fires. These are all fires, but this is one of the main ones. Here's high level right here where it's been burning out of control. But look at this strange plume. It just doesn't look normal. It looks very, very manipulated to me. That's how I'm going to say it. And so there it was, and there's smoke all the way up here. So this is from the 19th. There were like 6 fires burning at that time. Here it is on the 20th, and we can see that one from the 19th. It's right here. We can see here it is still. Here it is still. But look at the smoke, how it's carrying all the way across. And when you zoom out, you can see it actually coming down as part of the weather system. Here's the 23rd of May. It's still burning up here, but the smoke is covering the area. Here's the 24th, 25th, 26th. We can still see more fires burning. And here's more on the 27th. Here's the 28th, 29th. This is increased, come back up. Here's the 30th. That looks awful. Here's the 31st. Here's June 1st. Now we have clouds mixed in with the smoke. June 2nd, June 3rd, and here it is today on the 4th. Where it's so cloudy you can't really see the smoke. It's mixed in. But if you go back, zoom out a little here, here's the smoke coming down on the 2nd. You can see it coming down on the jet stream, coming way far down. Here's the Carolinas here. Here it is on June 1st. You can see it coming down. Here it is really coming across on May 31st, and so forth. So this has been awful for them. And there it is on the 19th. And this was that big sulfur where the sulfur dioxide plume came up. So there's that. I've also created a GIF, an animated GIF of this. From the 19th of May. Okay, here it is. You can see it moving through today. There's the end, and then it starts over. So they've had awful problems up there with this. So we'll close that out. Now here we have carbon monoxide pulled up on cams. This is the North Pole view. So here's Greenland, here's Canada, and here it is. Here's carbon monoxide for total column for Friday the 31st. That's as far back as we can go right now. And we can see it's off the charts here. The coloring this dark black is like a 10, and then there is a blue that goes up to 30, it looks like. It does go into the blue on one of these days. Here it is. Well, let's reload that. Here it is from Saturday. And you can see how it's spread out and come all the way across and down across the United States and out over the Atlantic Ocean even. Here it is from Saturday. That's a huge area. Here's Sunday. See how it's spreading out? So this is from the fires. Here's Monday, yesterday. And here it is today. We're not really seeing a lot of high levels of sulfur dioxide right now from that area. It had been a huge red area that had come up, and I did a detailed report for my members on Subscribestar about that. But so hopefully that'll it may have to burn itself out. I don't know. But that's kind of what's going on with those wildfires. They're still going, and we can see the effects of it here on NASA Worldview as well. So I will leave the links below for the article, and of course the other links to the websites are down below as well. And now let's look at earthquakes. Oh, thanks to Rosemary Hill, who gave us a link to, there was an earthquake up at Svalbard yesterday. Svalbard is up here. She left it in the comments section under my video from yesterday, so thanks for that, Rosemary. That was on the European reporting website, and sometimes, well, a lot of times, USGS doesn't pick up earthquakes from all the different reporting sites, so we didn't get that one, but Rosemary brought it to us, so thank you for that, Rosemary. And I'm really hoarse today, so if I'm croaky or having to clear my voice, it's just the way it is. I'm going to try and get through this show and get through it quickly so I can rest my voice. We have 355 earthquakes here today for the USGS of all magnitudes. Of those, 18 are 2.5 magnitude or higher. Oh, I forgot. I've got to show Oroville. Let's get the latest levels on Oroville. They still have not opened the spillway. I don't think they're going to. If they don't have to, I don't think they're going to. Okay, at 6 o'clock, it was 894.50. It's been holding there since noon today. So the outflow is holding there. They increased it through the Hyatt power plant at around 10,600 to 700 cubic feet per second. That's been holding, and the inflow has been between around 91 to 10,000 and something. And we're seeing an increase in the inflow later on in the day because of the snow melt that's coming down from the mountains. It takes time for the snow to melt and come down the rivers and all the little tributaries and come down and gather in the lake and make the lake level go up. So right now so sometimes you'll see the inflow, the highest inflow will be in the middle of the night because it will have melted all day, and it takes time for all that stuff to flow down. So that's why you have lower inflows in the early part of the day, because it's cooler, and then once things start heating up, the inflow becomes more with the snow melt right now. But right now it's 894.50, and let me get my notes here. It is going down a little bit gradually. At midnight yesterday it was 894.75. So since then it's gone down 0.25 of a foot, a quarter of a foot, or 3 inches. But it's still high. I mean, it's still not very far from the 901 feet at the top of the emergency spillway. So, and it's clear over there right now, so anyway. So not very many earthquakes, 2.5 magnitude and higher. So that tells us we've got a lot of small earthquakes. So we're going to start with this 4.3 down in New Zealand. It was on land on the North Island near Kawerau. I can't say that. New Zealand. This came in last night at 7:21 p.m. Pacific time. 193 kilometers deep. Now all of these times I'm saying are Pacific time because that's my time zone. Here we have a 4.9 near Naifu, Tonga at 2:38 this morning. 5.2 Fiji region at 11:24 last night. 4.8 Luwuk, Indonesia, 7:33 this morning. Let's see, that was in the ocean. That didn't cause damage. The water buffers these things. Here's one off the coast of Taiwan, 5.6 near Taitung City at 2:46 this morning. Here's a 6.3. This is the largest one today. And it's in the ocean off the southeast coast of mainland Japan. They're calling it in the Izu Islands region of Japan. This came in last night at 9:39 p.m. It was very deep, 430 kilometers deep. So with it being this large and this deep, it will definitely cause movement of the plates around the planet. But that didn't cause a tsunami. That didn't cause any damage because it was out in the ocean, and the deeper they are, the less surface damage they do too, and the less chance of a tsunami. Here's a 4.5 off the coast of Nami, Japan at 2:09 this afternoon. Now on land, here's a 4.6 near Fek, India at 6:27 this morning. That's all on that side. Now down here in South America, we've got two right here. Uh, 4.4 near La Ligua, Chile at 3:33 this morning. And a 4.5 up here near Calama, Chile at 8:16 last night, 117 kilometers deep. Now here's one in Mexico on land, 4.5 near El Ocotito, Mexico at 12:12 today. That's probably not big enough to do damage, depending on what was nearby there, and what kind of structures were there. You would feel it though. You would feel a 4.5. Now, that's all of the international earthquakes. Not very many, only 18. Now let's go to 2.5 magnitude and higher. And starting in Hawaii, we've got 5 here today. 0.8 near Kilauea, 1.9 near Mauna Loa, 1.8 Kilauea, 1.9 Kilauea, and a 2.1 Pahala. So that's still showing movement. That hasn't stopped. It's still, stuff is still happening. Now in the Caribbean, we've got 8 here today. 1.9, 2.1, 2.9, 2.3, 2.7, 3.3, 2.1, and 1.9. So those are not big enough to do damage, but they're showing more movement. Now in the Alaska area, we've got 71 here today. We've only got 2 that are 2.5 or higher. We had a 3.0 at Anchorage at 9:54 last night, and a 3.9 near Kodiak down here in the Gulf. That came in at 10:05 this morning. So the rest of them we can see peppered around. We are seeing sulfur dioxide coming up here, probably from all of these earthquakes and from the whatever residual activity from these dormant volcanoes. Some of them might be giving off something. And Kobuk has 6 today. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on all of those. Now coming on down into the lower 48. Still seeing activity here in Oklahoma. We've got 8 here today. 1.7 total Here's a 1.9 Tuttle, 0.8 Cushing, 2.0 Guthrie, 1.4 Cushing, 2.1 Moreland, 2.0 O'Keene, and 1.9 Alva. So it's spreading out. It's definitely spreading out across the state. Probably from the flooding, the water is heavy and it will cause weight on those tectonic plates. And you've got weak points there because of all the fracking. That's my theory. 1.7 Delta, Utah. Now coming up into the Yellowstone region. We've got 7 here today. 1.2 Whitefish, 2.3 Chalice, 0.8 Lima, minus 0.8 Polson, 1.1 Chalice, 1.4 Polson, and a minus 0.7 Polson. So there's our biggest one at 2.3 near Chalice. So things are still moving up there. Now in the Pacific Northwest, we've got, in Washington, we've got 4 here today. So I have the tremor map pulled up. So for yesterday, there were 133 tremors. The majority of them were up here on Vancouver Island, and here just west of Seattle, and then down here southwest of Medford, Oregon, and on the line between Oregon and California. And tremors are the activity where the earth shakes before it becomes an earthquake. Here's a minus 0.1 desert air. Here's a 0 magnitude at Amboy. That's at Mount St. Helens. 1.3 magnitude explosion near Graham, and a 0.9 near Orting. So the earthquake makers are back at work. We can see that today. Now coming down into Northern California, we had a 3.1 up here by Mount Shasta. Here's Mount Shasta, and here's the 3.1. They're calling it near Tennant, but it's just northeast of Mount Shasta. This came in at 9:50 last night, and it was shallow, 3.2 kilometers depth. And there is a reservoir. The Mount Shasta Reservoir is right down here, and there's a dam there. So, and all these reservoirs are totally full. They're like 98% full. So if you have an earthquake near one of them, it could cause a problem. If you have an earthquake that's too big near them, it could cause a problem. Now here's Lake Almanor, and here's Oroville, and then down here 1.6 near Truckee, and now moving into Nevada is a 1.3 near Dayton. What time did that happen? 11:05 this morning. Then look how quiet it is down here in Hawthorne. Look at how quiet it is. We've only got a couple down here. Here's a 1.1 and a 0.8. Here's another little one. Look how quiet it is. It makes you wonder when you see it this quiet. Here's a 2.4 magnitude explosion near Enterprise. That's very high for an explosion. To make an earthquake that big for an explosion is a very large explosion. Probably for some kind of construction. Here's one across the border, a 2.2 near Sandy Valley. Another large explosion. Very large. Those will cause earthquakes. Now in the Alamo area we've got 14 here today. I'll just call off the larger ones. Here's a 2.0 and a 2.3 and a 2.2, and the rest are 1s and under. So still don't know what's going on down there right now. Then we've got a 2.0 at Warm Springs, 1.4 Warm Springs. Thought I saw something up here. Here's another, a 2.1 explosion near Eureka. So they're busy blowing stuff up. Here's a 1.8 explosion at Tonopah. So they're busy blowing things up. You'll see. 347 earthquakes. That doesn't come from nowhere. And only 18 2.5 magnitude or higher. I'm telling you, these don't come from nowhere. Stuff is happening, and little ones are important. Okay, here at Mammoth Lakes we've got 8 here today. These are 1.2 and lower. And coming on down, here's the Coso Junction area. There's 4 here today, 1.4 and lower. Here's a 1.1 Tehachapi, 1.1 Arvin, 1.2 Quarry Blast at Boron. I get tired of seeing those little diamonds show up. But come Monday and Tuesday, you just expect them. Down here in Baja is a 2.4 near Alberta, Oviedo, Mota. Here's a 1.4 near Progreso. Here's another Quarry Blast, a 1.1 magnitude near Chula Vista. So in Southern California today, we've got 112. Well, that's less than we've seen in the last couple of days. So let's see of those, what's 2.5 magnitude or higher. Just one, this 3.2 near Cabazon. This came in at 9:34 last night. So let's see what's happening at Glen Avon. 77 here today. Well, that's down from 100 and something yesterday. These are above 1. These are like low to mid-range ones, most of them. Here's a 2.1. There's a 2.0. And so forth. Oh, look. Another quarry blast at .9 at Home Gardens. Next to Corona, and here's the Prado Dam. But they're worried about falling apart and flooding everything. Because it's an old dam that needs repairs. Just like the tens of thousands of other dams around the country. It's an epidemic. You know, they built all these dams and then they haven't been kept up. And now they're all falling apart. That's what we're seeing. So there you go. Messed around with Mother Nature. Here's another explosion or quarry blast of 1.2 magnitude near Prunedale. Right near the San Andreas fault line. Here's a 1.8 Pinnacles, 1.0 Pinnacles, 2.0 Tres Pinos, 0.6 Hillsborough. Here's a 1.8 Redwood Valley. We've got a very high number at the geysers today. We've got 66. Now that's very high. That's at least double what we normally see there. We normally see about 20 to 30 there. But these are under 2.5 magnitude. But there you go. 66 of them right there. Most of these are under 1. And then the rest of them are in like mid 1s range. So let's see if anything else came in that I need to tell you about. We've seen all those. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and we need to keep people in Canada in our prayers. We need to keep the people in the United States, the flooding areas, in our prayers. And everybody else. I mean, we just need to pray for everybody. I mean, we're in the end times, folks. And no one really knows the day or the hour. It's going to be sooner for some than for others, because of all the things that are happening. And every day that we're here is a day that you could get right with God and Jesus if you haven't done so already. Because before long, time will be up. Time will be up. So until next time, God bless everyone. Go in peace and good night.